Hey guys, this is Wiley Dave here with Cryptid Brothers Investigation, and Lance, Bill, and Lane are off on some other projects right now, and me and the cameraman Mike are filming a guy here today that getting an encounter that he works with us, and I've known Tim about 30 years because we worked together throughout the industry, and he's going to tell us about a Bigfoot encounter he had over by Skiatook Lake when him and his dad were on a deer scouting trip. And I just learned about it recently since, you know, we got involved with this show and everything when Lance started putting everything together. So tell the folks what happened, Tim.
Well, we were out past what's Skiatook Lake now. We used to hunt down below there a lot when I was younger.
This is before the lake was built, right?
Yeah, it was way before the lake. And the people down there, you'd have to know the people that be, you know, able to go down there and hunt. But way past there towards Hominy, there's pretty big ranches out there. And we were hunting on one, and we probably walked, geez, it seemed like miles, but it was probably around, it was only like 12 at the time, so it was quite a bit of a walk. But we came upon this ridge, and we was up there looking, and my dad's like, this is the spot I think you should come and scout from out here, just sit here and hang out and wait for a deer to show up. And while we was looking around, we saw something move, and he said, see right there. And I looked, and he goes, I don't think that's a deer, son. And I said, I don't think that's a deer, Dad, either. And he was like, I think we need to go, and I think that's something we don't want to tangle with. And sure enough, we both talked about it, and we really still believe, he's gone now, but we used to talk about it every once in a while. We still think that was a Bigfoot. It was red, though. I've always said kind of almost blonde, kind of a blonde red instead of, you know, dark like a bear. So it wasn't a bear. I've seen bears. And I've seen lots of bears. Had actually a black bear get in our camp in Colorado once and tore up the stuff. And so I know the difference, and it was big. It was at least twice the size of a deer.
How tall do you think it actually was?
It was every bit of 10 foot tall, every bit. I wouldn't want to tangle with it.
That's a pretty good size. Well, you know, when I talked to you, you told me that story, and then you kind of knew we had the show and everything. And then I'd already told Lance that I was hunting to see, it's been December, the end of rifle season. I'd been hunting up, you know, past Hominy up there on ranch and looking for deer. And I come out of there one night, and I took Highway 20 back. And where the electrical station is right there before you as you cross the creek, there was a bag of trash in the road. You could tell it was just a black trash bag. And something comes all of a sudden, I see this flash, and it's red like you're talking about. The sucker's about 9 foot tall, it looked like. It was a Sasquatch. He hit 1 or 2 strides didn't even miss the link, you know, didn't miss one step. He grabbed that bag of trash, and over the side of the hill he went. There were 2 cars coming, 2 other cars saw it. I'm in the eastbound lane, they're in the westbound lane going towards Hominy. The guy sees the thing, he swerves towards me. I thought he was going to hit my truck. Right. So I go almost off the road, you know, and I mean, it was like a 3-4 second encounter total, because we're running, you know, 65 miles an hour when we seen the thing in the lights. And everybody slows down, the brake lights come on, you know, and I jumped out of the truck, and these people kept on going. I thought, dadgummit, you know, so the next day I come back and went down there and took some pictures, and I found the spot, and you could see where he'd, I guess, you know, the Bigfoot had spilled trash as he crossed the fence. You could see the trail that it left. And I took pictures of it and showed it to Lance, you know, and yeah, it was pretty wild. And then when I asked you about that encounter, and you showed me on the map where it was, and I showed you where mine was. It was only 3 miles difference from where we had the encounter.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if there wasn't there still today, probably more.
Well, if there's one there, there's got to be more, because if this has been back in December, so, you know, and the thing about it was, I called the Osage County Sheriff's Department. I said, hey, did anybody report anything strange crossing the road last night? And the girl said, no, we didn't have any reports of anything. So that just proves right there to you that when people see things, sometimes they don't even believe their own eyes.
Right.
And for every person that will talk about an encounter, there's 20 that won't say a word.
And if you do talk about it, you'll start doubting yourself because everybody else don't believe anyway. That's like the time, what was it, 2 years ago when I saw that mountain lion over on Highway 75. I was on my R1 coming to work, you know, in the middle of the night, and that thing, it stretched all the way across the shoulder. It was that big. And then I remember a year before that, I saw a cub over by Bird Creek, right there outside of Main Street, trucking down the ditch line, and it was a mountain lion cub.
Oh yeah, I've seen numerous mountain lions.
I'd tell people that, and they wouldn't even believe that about a mountain lion.
I used to live in Sand Springs there, you know, and I was going to take this girl on a date one night. I was driving my truck down there by the high school, and there was one jumped the road right there through some hedges, and he cleared the road right there, and it was definitely a mountain lion because he was only like 15 feet in front of my truck.
Right.
You know, and you tell people that, oh, there's no mountain lions in Oklahoma. Well, I've probably seen 10 or 15 here in Oklahoma and tracked more, you know. So yeah, they're here. We got white-tailed deer. They'll tell you they're not here, but they're elusive. You've got to go out and look for them.
Right, you have to. If you're hunting, you're going to see something.
Yeah.
I mean, somewhere down the line, are you going to be like...
There's hunters that's on trail cam.
Yeah, there is. I wish they'd come out with it. It'd be interesting to see it all come out. It would.
Well, the thing about the Sasquatch reports and stuff here in Oklahoma, there's lots of people that see these things, but it's getting them to come forward and talk to us about it. And people don't know, you know, I mean, they're afraid of the ridicule, afraid they're going to laugh at you or whatever. But you've seen me stand right in here and say, hey, I got an open invitation. I'll take any one of you with me at night, and you can't stuff them in that truck with a 2x4. Yeah. They don't want nothing to do with it.
I wouldn't want to tangle with it.
Yeah.
I mean, me and my dad talked about it quite a few times over the years, and we were like, it ain't worth it. I mean, deer hunting's good for getting meat, but it ain't worth dying over because of a big old beast like that. You just don't want to tangle with nothing that big.
Well, when Lance started the channel, his biggest thing was, you know, him and after Lane had his encounter, he had to try to get him and that buddy in the back of the truck. And so, you know, and then Bill, he took a picture of one, and then Lance wanted to start the channel. His biggest thing is he wants to prove the thing's real. He wants to get out there and have encounters and go where people have seen them, and wants to, you know, get out there and have Mike to get some good footage on the thing.
Now, I'd like to. I wish the wind would have been, well, I'm glad the wind was going the opposite direction. I just remembered now that the wind was in our face, so if we could have smelt him, we would have smelt him, but it was too far away. Well, but he wasn't smelling us, that's what I'm getting at.
Some people say they do smell him, some people say they don't. Now this happened to me on another deer hunt the year before. This was in Creek County over there where I used to live when I was married. And I was hunting on my cousin's place over there, and, you know we've smelled these things before, but didn't know what they were.
Right.
And I rolled up to the gate, Uncle Bobby's pasture over there, and I got out, and the second I got out, I smelled it. And I knew there had to be a Bigfoot in them trees. And I just reached down there and got that 45 and cocked and locked it, and went ahead and opened the gate, and I kept watching the trees, you know, because I put the high beams on the lights of the truck, and I didn't see anything move, but I know that I smelled one back there. There was one in them trees somewhere because I could smell it. So I told my cousin about it. They don't much believe in it, you know. But one day, I mean, we found tracks. I've seen 2 of them so far. Bill's seen one. Lane's had an encounter.
That's like we were out camping one time, me and the other kids I grew up with, and we saw a cut trail, like it's what I'd call a cut trail, where something big went through. You know, like if cows were grazing, they won't break limbs and stuff as they go. But something went through there and broke limbs, and they were moving, and they were big.
Well, they don't always
wasn't no buffalo.
Yeah, they don't always leave tracks, but these things have been.
But now this didn't leave tracks. This left a broken limb trail through there, and we followed some of the broken limbs. And some of us kids were talking about, like, what could have made this? Because it's too wide for a deer. It couldn't even been a herd. It wasn't a herd of cattle. Cattle don't do that either.
They've been seen in western Oklahoma. They've been seen in eastern Oklahoma.
And they can jump, from what I understand. So
the girl I date lives out in the Panhandle, and I took a picture of a left foot track that was, 16, 17 inches long there. And you can tell it's a Sasquatch track. I mean, it's just a
no reports of no basketball players in there.
No, and this is, and there's people out there that see stuff, but you got to get them by themselves and get them to talk to you, because they don't want to talk about it in front of other people, because they don't want to be ridiculed. That's the main thing about it.
Yeah, no use bringing it up. It's like talking about the Bible. Most Christians don't even read the Bible.
Well, if you look in the Bible, there's things in there that account with this.
Yeah.
And I've said a lot of times, people say, well, these things are friendly, they're your friend. No, I don't believe that. And we're not out, don't get me wrong, everybody labels me as the big killer. I'm not out just to blast them.
Yeah.
But if they start throwing rocks at us and acting crazy and doing the funky monkey,
I'm shooting
we're not going to stand there and just take it. We're going to throw fire back, but we're trying to study the thing and prove that, get good photographs, prove that they're real. Right. We're not out there we're not going to just shoot anything we see. Nope. So that's the main thing. There's not really any good close pictures of these things moving, that you can tell. It's not a man in a suit, it's somebody, it's the real thing, and that's what Lance wants to do. He wants to get pictures of it where it's moving and get a bona fide encounter where we can show people,
Well, there was that one webcam shot of something, grabbed hold of the camera and took off with it.
Yeah, there's pictures out there, but there's only one guy so far that has a close-up picture, and he's took so much ridicule, it's unbelievable, and that's Todd Standing, showing the close-up pictures that he took in that, I think he called his series Sylvanic or whatever it is anyway, but he showed those on the History Channel with the Survivor Man.
Yeah, I think I saw those.
And anyway, he took so much ridicule from that, and that is not a man in a suit. That's not a man in a suit. That's the real thing. But
what we saw wasn't.
I always get it moving. We want to get it. We want to have an encounter where we can see the thing moving, and you can see it walking, and that way you get the motor skills. You get everything.
I always heard. You always see the pictures of them. They always try to make them look like an ape. It didn't look like no ape.
Well, there's lots of different.
And it's kind of funny.
They come in different forms.
Hey, the statuary there in town's got a really good Sasquatch.
Yeah, there's one right up here at the Brahms. We've seen it.
Yeah. It's done a really good rendition. It's almost more like a Wookiee than it is you know what I mean?
Yeah. But we've got a few more guys here at the shop that's had encounters, and we're going to try to get them to come on film. If we figured if we could get you, they would follow. So the main thing was, Mike wanted to get you on camera. Lance told us to go ahead and get your encounter and everything, and then we'll...
I was surprised that Wade saw Dogman. That scared me.
Who was that?
Didn't you say what? Wade saw
No, Wade's grandpa seen the Sasquatch.
Oh yeah.
I was the one that seen the Dogman.
Well, I wouldn't want to see no Dogman, and not without an AR.
And see, that was the deal. My whole thing with finding out about this was I never believed in any of this. I wasn't out there for none of that. And I called that thing and it showed up, and I mean, it freaked me totally out.
You just go hunting and you start calling animals. Something's going to want to eat that animal too.
Well, since I've seen the encounter, I've took Lance back. We tracked the Dogman that was a mile from a trackway, a mile from where I had my encounter, where I called the Dogman. And me and my girlfriend had tracked other Dogmen within previous miles of that same area, trackways, and we've got pictures of those. So when you're talking about tracks as big as your hand, they're canine, they're biped, you can tell what made it. Yeah. That's what it is, and they're walking around out there. And we've actually seen, I've got pictures, Lance will probably put it on the website, where this trackway was walking down, you can see it walking down through the dirt road, and all of a sudden, about 75 yards in front of that, you can see where a pickup had slid to a stop up into the embankment of the fence line, whipped it around, and took off the other direction. So somebody run onto it at night. Yeah. But you got to find that person, and you got to see who they are to get them to talk to you.
And if they were down there poaching, they ain't going to be talking about it.
This stuff's walking around out there at night, and people see it, like Lance said. Somebody somewhere every night has an encounter someplace.
I mean, anybody that grew up here and did any camping when they were younger, or were like part of the scouts and out and building forts and stuff as their kids, like we did when I was a kid, you're going to hear some night sounds that you've never dreamed were out there. Some are horrifying sounding, and some of them are just pleasant. But I'll tell you what, when it's bad, it's bad.
We've heard things before, and we couldn't explain it. and other people have recorded stuff and figured out what that sound was. And when you go, hey, that's that same sound that I heard, you know, at a hunting place back when someone, you know, back a few years ago. You can't put your finger on it. You don't know what it is, and then it's these dang things mimicking something.
You know, like bobcats are different than mountain lions.
Oh yeah.
Mountain lions are different than.
A fox screaming will scare the crap out of most people. I'm telling you.
A fox is definitely different.
Yeah.
We chased a fox, a red fox once. We got it kind of cornered and it started screaming at us. We weren't going to hurt it.
I had a pet one for a
We
while.
were going to hurt it. We'd have shot it.
Yeah.
Because
I've
we
had
had guns.
raccoons, and I've had a pet fox, and then you know, we had.
They make pretty good pets, both of them, raccoons and until they go, at least tell them.
The little fox, though, he cried every night. He wanted to be with his brother and sister, so we took him back. But you took him back down to where we got him and let him go again.
Yeah.
You know, kept him for a couple of weeks. But anyway, Tim, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
And we're trying to get all these guys on here. These different guys we're going to bring to you, and just present these throughout the encounter, throughout the website there. So you know, they'll give Lance a little bit more. Stuff to put on the website where people can actually see people are coming forward to talk about these things. So if you've had an encounter, come to the website, call the 1-800, get a hold of Lance and let him know what you got, and we'll come and talk to you. This is Wiley Dave. Thanks a lot.